and John, entry of the day.
All right, Yuki. Hello.
John, hey, hello back to you.
The Tokyo Cowboy. That's your nickname, right?
Yes.
Now, why did you get that nickname exactly? I don't know if we ever talked about that. Was it because you wore a lot of Western gear?
Yeah, because the when I start working, last driving, he wears all Western thing, and then I said, "Gee, I have a Western shirt," so I was wearing Western shirts and then buckles. So then it became
But you used to wear Western stuff even long before the last drive-in, right? In Japan.
right because I didn't buy it for the show. I already have it. That's why when I saw, Joe Bob's costume, I said, "Gee, if he's wearing Western shirt, I want to wear." So that's why I just brought it. Then very first time, accidentally, I'm in the shop. I was wearing Western shirt. So you go, who is that Asian cowboy guy? Then became Tokyo. Since I'm from Tokyo, and then somehow I became Tokyo cowboy.
Now, when you started loving the Western outfits and stuff like that, you were a young man. What was it about?
In Tokyo, then I was growing up with, Western movie.
Right, Western, which is our topic today, Westerns. But I want to get into like how you viewed the Westerns culture and how you really latched on to that sort of idea. So what was like sort of the first thing that got you into that whole culture?
Oh, then that was very, very fast was a TV show, Rawhide.
That's a big deal. Well, and yeah, we're not just talking about movies. We could talk about Westerns in general. So Rawhide is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, young Clint Eastwood, I was watching. That's cool. All cowboys bringing 3,000 cows moving from, east to west. I thought that was cool. And then, when they eating around the campfire, drinking coffee with a tin cup, tin mug. It's not the ceramic, right? And then eating beans and the meat with those tin flat plate. So, I was fascinating those. So I even bought those plate and, I was eating Japanese food from those tin plate.
You're kidding.
Yeah. So my mom says, like, "Why are you eating from that?" I said, "Well, Clint Eastwood eating this, So that's how I started. And then not just Rawhide. And there was another Western show called Laramie.
Right. And it was the TV shows that really got you in, and you just started to buy the clothes and the trinkets that you saw on screen.
Right.
That's so
Then,
great.
The movie, like a John Ford, like Horse Soldiers, and John Wayne, Yellow Ribbon. I still remember that was 1960 something. How the West was won.
Oh yeah, that's a epic.
Epic, right? I mean, that's how it's almost like American history. How those the Western became America, including those merchants selling leather, and then those immigrants, moving east coast to west coast, and then fighting with the Indians and then civil wars. And that movie was good. I mean, it's 3 hours. If you see that movie, you learn, American history in 3 hours. So that was like easy for me to into the Western thing and then American history. Then I was a kid, didn't know where the America was, but I have to go America.
Wow. So Westerns, in a way, made you obsessed with American culture. Not which was then you became further into movies, but westerns were. Would you say that they were sort of your first love in
Right.
art?
And
Like,
then, I'm sorry. Also, it wasn't the Western, but it's about the America. So the giants.
oh yeah, but yeah, that's a modern western. That has western elements to it for sure.
Right. So then I saw the giants and oh my God, this is America. So those movies that can really impact my life. Otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Wow, that's cool. So when you were walking around in Japan with Western shirts and things like that, did people say anything, or were they like, "Oh, that's a cool shirt"? Or
No, at that time, I mean, look, that was like not soon, maybe 10, 15 years after World War II. So Japan wasn't really ready for Western yet. So, I got lots of dirty look.
really?
Yeah. Who's this guy? Why he's wearing Western? What the fuck? What's wrong with him, Nobody said that, but I can tell, the way they look at me. Yeah.
Wow, but you were walking. Did you ever wear spurs? You know those things that jingle jangle on your boots?
Well, I mean, I don't, there's no spots, but I had the chain in my boots.
Chain?
Yeah.
For what? Like a
Then the accessory, there's the chain, you just, like, you just wrap around the boots.
okay. And would they make noise? Well, oh, you're showing me. Oh, wow, that's like some leather. Look at that. That's nice. It's like a chain with the leather with the studs on it.
Right. So, you just wrap around this. This is like a small belt. So you put around the boots.
Okay, so when you walk around, that lets people know you're coming. You could hear the jingle jangle from a mile away. Yeah. You ever mosey? Like when the Cowboys mosey on down the lane. Yuki, did you ever mosey on down the lane? Is that how you walk? Did you ever change your walk?
No, well, I tried to walk like a John Wayne, but no, it didn't work. I realized that after all, I'm not the John Wayne. But I mean, he's like a real cowboy. The way he talks, the way he walks, that's real thing. So I don't think after Clint Eastwood died, he's 95 now. No, nobody can make a Western movie. I think it'll be over.
You think so? I mean, I didn't see the new what's his name? Kevin Costner movie, but his TV shows are popular, right? Wasn't that a Western, or was that like a modern Western?
Well, that's Western, but I'm not. It's not bad. But maybe after Clint Eastwood, he's the last one, maybe. But like even remember Silverado?
Yeah, actually, that's funny you mentioned that because that's on a list of. We're going to talk about a list. There's 100 best westerns of all time on Rotten Tomatoes. Now we're not going to talk about all of them, but I was surprised to see Silverado came in at number 91.
Well, I don't put the even 91 in Silverado because for me it's not really Western because it's the same movie. If you put everybody in different clothes, that could be a science fiction.
Right. It's like a deconstruction of a Western. It's not really a Western. Although it has the Western elements and there's cool gunfights and stuff. It's actually a movie by Sir Lawrence Kasdan, who did, he wrote the Raiders of the Lost Ark and made a lot of movies. Kevin Kline is in it. I remember liking this movie when I was a kid. But you think you could just redo the genre and it could be any other movie. It's not a Western.
But it's not the John Ford Western. It's not the Howard Hawks Western. It's not the Henry Hathaway Western. No, it's a Western, but it's just the surface because it's story and then, the time and location is Western. That's why they're calling Western. But Western has to have real Western frontier element history, and then another was new Western is not authentic to be a Western.
Okay, so you think that that's why a lot of modern Westerns don't land, is because they sort of miss the mark on the history and the authenticity.
Right, like Young Guns. Come on, give me a break. That it's like a teenage high school drama. Come on, what the bullshit is that?
They're making a third one, Yuki. That might piss you off even more. They're making a third one.
Really?
Yeah, they're still young guns, even though they're fucking what, like 77 years old. But yeah, Emilio Estevez is coming back to write and direct and star in Young Guns 3.
Man,
You don't like that?
no.
I mean, look, there's a audience for it. I remember when I was really little, I watched the two Young Guns movies. I thought they were fine, but I guess you're right. It's like when you get older and your palate, so to speak, expands, and you go back and you watch those old authentic Westerns, you realize how skillfully done they are, but also how good the writing is and the acting. Yeah.
And like Rio Bravo, El Dorado, Rio Lobo. I mean, it's just a masterpiece. It's a real Western.
I just recently watched Red River with Montgomery Clift and John Wayne, directed by Howard Hawks, and that movie blew me away because I had it on my list for many, many, many years, and I just kept avoiding it because I sort of got burnt down on John Wayne because I watched a lot of his classics, like you said, Rio Bravo, She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, The Searchers, Stagecoach, all masterpieces in their own right, but this one surprised the fuck out of me because it was like a section where the new school and the old school were coming together. You had Montgomery Clift, who was like sort of method at the dawn of the method acting, and you have the old guard with John Wayne, and then Walter Brennan's in it, and John Wayne plays a fucking bastard in it. He's not the hero. He's a fucking anti-hero. He's a piece of shit in Red River. And I got to rewatch it again because I want to show Liz. It's such a good fucking movie. So that's the sort of thing that I love, that when you get surprised by an old school Western.
Right. Did you see it in color or black and white?
Black and white.
Oh, that's the thing, because color is bullshit. They put the color. Come on.
No, they colorized it, and I think I've mentioned this before on the show, but when Orson Welles was dying, one of the last thing he says is, "Tell Ted Turner to keep his crayons off my movies."
Yeah.
Because Ted Turner was like colorizing all sorts of classics and shit. And it's like, no, just fucking everybody needs to grow the fuck up and accept that black and white is also photography and beautiful, and it actually lends a different atmosphere to something than when you have the color. Because with color you have to choose what fucking red represents and this and that. No, with black and white you take all that shit out and it's light and shadow.
Oh.
And that's it. You just use the light and the shadow. You represent the dark and the light. I love that. I love the way that black and white looks.
Like repainting real Mona Lisa, right? I mean,
yeah, some modern asshole with fucking modern asshole sensibilities is going to deface art of yesteryear. It's just that's a fucking total nightmare. So fuck colorization unless the filmmaker is still alive and is like, yeah, let's do a colorized version and supervises it, maybe. But don't let some modern asshole go, oh, it's the black and white, I don't like it. Fuck you, get over it.
Yeah.
What's another Western, Yuki, that was influential on you? So you said Rawhide. What was the other TV show you said? Laramar?
Laramie.
Yes. And then what was the what about like you said John Ford, but what else hit you as a kid that made you so obsessed with Westerns?
I like High Noon, but there's always controversy about the Sheriff Kane, because John Wayne, when he was making Rio Bravo, that character Kane is a coward. Bullshit. I mean, what kind of sheriff is run away when criminals come out from the prison and coming back to the town? You don't run. That's not the John Wayne thing. So John Wayne said, fuck that character. I'll be the real sheriff. That's why he made Rio Bravo, I heard.
Really? As a response to High Noon?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. But you know what, though? I like High Noon in that regard because it's like that's a realistic thing that probably happens sometimes. Not every single character or every single person who was a sheriff was a true blue hero. Sometimes, as a human, you let your fears get the best of you. That's why it's semi-interesting. You know, it's like, fuck, I might run away if there was a gunfight. I don't know.
It's more realistic because if you are scared, and a bunch of bad guy coming and try to kill you, yeah, but I guess that's not the John Wayne thing. Hey, I am a sheriff in the Western. I can handle 100 bad guys. I think a different mentality. I mean, John Wayne's the real Western hero in the movie world. So maybe that's why John Wayne didn't like that coward sheriff.
Well, that's why I really liked Red River, because it was a different kind of John Wayne that I had never seen before, which is like a bastard and an insane person. He actually is wrong in his leadership in that movie, and Montgomery Clift steps up and says this is wrong, and it was complicated. And in some regards he was right, in some regards he was, and that's why I was really like, man, I wish John Wayne had played more characters with shades of gray, because not that I love Rio Bravo, I love The Searchers, I love Stagecoach, but sometimes some of his movies are carbon copies of the other.
Right.
Okay, what about let's see, what's another, what about Liberty Valance? Did you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one though. But actually, I like the shootist more, the Don Cheadle's last Western, and then his character, John Wayne's character, all combined from the Western movie he made. So when that movie, the flashbacks, all the footage from his movie, I thought that was a great idea and it worked.
Yeah, no, that's a cool movie. And do you ever see the Monty Hellman cowboy movies, like Ride in the Whirlwind?
No.
That's cool. That was like something that Jack Nicholson, a young Jack Nicholson, is in it. Harry Dean Stanton, and it's like at the late '60s, early '70s kind of a Western where they were sort of starting to deconstruct Westerns. It's a very good movie.
Somehow Jack Nicholson in the Western movie didn't do to me.
Why, you make him filthy? He's all filthy and dirty, and it looks like a fucking ragged piece of shit. It's like anybody could be. As long as you're filthy and rugged and you got a 5 o'clock shadow, you're a cowboy.
Oh, come on.
No, you can. Sometimes you just can't buy actors in the West. They just don't look the part like modern people. But some people do. Like, I guess I could always envision Clint Eastwood riding through a desert with this fucking filth, but he still looks all stoic and stuff. You buy him.
Then like a totally the macaroni Western is totally that look.
That's what I heard, is that in Japan you guys call it the macaroni, not the spaghetti.
Did I say macaroni? Oh, wait a minute. We said the macaroni Western, but here we said spaghetti western, right?
Yeah, somebody just last weekend I was talking to about movies, and they said macaroni western. I said, what? And they said, yeah, in Japan they call them macaroni westerns.
I automatically said I meant the spaghetti western, but
No, call it. Fuck, I like macaroni. I love spaghetti, so let's call it both. Let's call it a macaroni spaghetti western.
yeah.
But yeah, I love Sergio Leone. Just last weekend, I was in a hotel room, and I had a lot of time to kill, and I was just flipping the channels, and god damn it, if fucking Once Upon a Time in the West didn't just start. It literally was the first second of on TCM, and I was like, I have 3 hours to kill. I am watching Once Upon a Time in the West, and it is so good. It's the first time that Henry Fonda ever, first and probably last time, Henry Fonda ever played a bad guy, and he is like the
Andy Fonda played the bad guy. Once upon a time in the West, not America, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry if I said Once Upon a Time in America. I meant Once Upon a Time in the West. But yeah, he plays a fucking bastard in that movie, like a true blue bastard, one of the best bastards you ever seen on screen, and he was always the hero.
I like the station. Then the fly is bad guy's face.
I was reading that was a mistake. Like, this fly wouldn't leave alone, so they invented that scene on the spot. That's what I've read. Maybe it's not true, but that Sergio Leone adapted to the scene and had that whole thing shot.
I thought that was cool because gee, how did they shoot this scene?
Yeah, and he captures the fly in the barrel of his gun, and he's like listening to hear it buzz, and because he's pissed off that it was bothering him. Oh, fucking, because that whole opening scene is just like, that's like the longest opening credits ever, but it's silent and no dialogue, no, it's all silent, and it's just like extreme close-ups of these actors. I think Scatman Crothers is in it. Just a whole like opening scene of these people waiting at a train station, and you find out that they're waiting for Charles Bronson's character because they're gonna kill him. That's like the opening scene. And then when the train pulls away and Charles Bronson's there with the harmonica.
Yeah. I think the Sergio Leone is like so underrated. He made only like 4-5 movies.
Let's see. He made the Fistful of Dollars trilogy, the Dollars trilogy. So Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Then Once Upon a Time in the West, Duck You Sucker, or Fistful of Dynamite. That has 2. That's another great underrated Western with James Corbin. What's his fucking name?
Yeah,
James Robards. Jason Robards. Jason Robards. He's not only in Once Upon a Time in the West, but he's in Duck You Sucker.
Then Once Upon a Time in America, the mafia movie.
Right. So he made 6 movies, and then I heard that he was planning his 7th movie was about Leningrad during World War II.
Oh.
And that never got made. But 6 movies. I mean, he is, in my mind, on par with Kubrick in the fact that this man, Sergio Leone, was such a confident director who controlled everything and brings you through the story in such a masterful way. I mean, you were always in the palm of that director's hand, Sergio Leone. He always had you and takes you through and shows you what he needs to show you and doesn't show you what he... Oh, I love his work.
So what a Mandy movie he makes. And then the very first one, when they made it, they didn't get the permission from the Toho. First one was the Yojimbo, Kurosawa movie.
Yeah.
And so when the movie came to Japan, they're looking for a distributor. So then, bunch of executives looking at like, wait a minute, this sounds so familiar, like a Yojimbo. So they found out they remade it without the Kurosawa's permit.
Well, what I heard also was Kurosawa saw it and spoke to Leone. This may be an urban legend, but Kurosawa saw it and spoke to Leone and said, Leone said, "What did you think of my movie?" He said, Kurosawa said, "It's a beautiful movie, but it's my movie."
Yeah.
Which is true. I mean, it's a remake. It's literally a remake. And they didn't give permission.
Yeah, but I think they settled. I'm sure they made the money, so they paid lots of money to Toho.
Wow.
But the Magnificent Seven was really done right. Yul like the Seven Samurai, so he wanted to remake Seven Samurai as a Western. I thought that was well done, and then they adapted very well to Mexican, village.
Yeah, who directed that one? John Sturges?
John Sturges, yeah. And then he makes a good war movie, but he made a good 3 Western, Magnificent Seven, Last Train from Gun Hill, and then Gunfight at the OK Corral.
I love that one. I love Gunfight at the OK Corral. That's a great one.
That's a great one. And I liked more than Wyatt
Tombstone. I love Tombstone. Don't get me wrong, but I love Tombstone.
No, it's not really authentic. It's like I mean, it's a Tombstone Western, but I'm not sure about those black long coat and then
It's the best. It's the best, in my opinion, the best Western, like after the heyday of Westerns and before the Tarantino Westerns. It's like the perfect amount of 90s action blended with good acting, and it's just like a all-star cast. It's got a great look. It's captivating. I mean, fucking Val Kilmer in that movie is so fucking good.
Not more than Wyatt Earp. I think they came out the same time. And then Tombstone made the money, but I don't think Wyatt Earp didn't make money.
Yeah, Wyatt Earp was more of a slog. It was, it was trying too hard to be a Western epic. And I feel like Costner gets too. I think Costner's a great filmmaker and a great actor. And I think if he only had somebody to edit him down, that's why when he acts in other directors' movies, it's fucking awesome because they know how to. But I think Costner is striving too hard to make another epic because he won with Dances with Wolves. So I don't know.
That's.
Now I was mistaken. I just want to correct myself because I said that Jason Robards was in both Duck You Sucker or A Fistful of Dynamite and Once Upon. No, it's James Coburn and Rod Steiger is in Duck You Sucker or AKA A Fistful of Dynamite. I just want to correct that because I don't know. I was just thinking out loud, and sometimes
Roberts was in something Leone's movies though. He was in the what? Once Upon a Time in West.
Yeah, he was in Duck You Sucker.
Jason Roberts?
Yeah. No, Jason Robards is in Once Upon a Time in the West.
Oh, okay.
He's the kind of like love interest of the widowed mother.
Oh. He was in it. Okay. Right?
Yeah. No, I got those two actors confused. I just want to clear the record because sometimes I think out loud on this show and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about. I just got the names confused. Anyway, okay. What else, Yuki? What else? What other Westerns are there? I mean, what do you think about the Tarantino Westerns? Are those, do you think they're too modern?
I always think Tarantino movie is a Tarantino movie. I mean, he makes war movie, crime movie, Western. But instead of genre, I mean, I call his movie as Tarantino movie. That's the genre. Yeah.
I like it though. I thought it was really well done and captivating, and all the acting was really good. But you're right. It's like not even a deconstruction of a Western. It's almost like a reconstruction of what he sees in his head as what a Western could be.
He gather from every movie. Like it's not just like Western movie because he's making Western. No, like you just said, I don't know what movie he's putting together. Like, he was working video store in right in Newport Beach or something, and he see like I don't know 20 movies every day. So he knows so many movies, maybe 10,000, 20,000 in his head. But so when he's not copying it, but still, many his movie seen from another movie.
What do you think about Back to the Future 3, Yuki? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
That thumbs down.
Me too. I think that the original plan was that Back to the Future 2 was going to have everything included. It was going to be what you see in Back to the Future 2 plus the Western stuff. And I think that would have made a better movie because what a letdown. I really like Back to the Future 1, of course. It's one of the best movies, but Back to the Future 2 was really interesting and well done. And then when you have the last movie in a trilogy, just they're stuck in the West and they have a time machine, and the whole idea is that's fucking boring to me. It was like, okay, the whole first half of the movie should have taken place in the West, and then they should have went nuts and been the fucking dinosaurs and this and that. And it should have been every fucking piece of time. But it's like, all right, I don't know, the West, that's it.
That doesn't work. And then I didn't even like uh, aliens and cowboys.
Oh yeah, that one I was like really excited for because Jon Favreau, he came off of a couple of great movies, and then yeah, that one was sort of like, I don't want to say boring, but I want to say humorless. It's like you have this great cast and Ford, and he's got such like chops that he could do the comedy and the drama all at the same time. It just felt like a bland. I felt like they didn't inject any life into it.
Yeah, I buy the play more than because the Predator show Western time. But I thought that was fine. I enjoyed it. But Alien and then Cowboys just didn't work. Yeah.
Are you all right? You seem like you're taking a shit or something. Are you choking? You drink water, Yuki. Jesus. Oh, that looks like a cowboy cup. You got the tin cowboy cup over here. Yuki's gonna die on me during the Western. He'll be like, John Wayne, and just fucking die on me.
So yes, the play was better. Predator show up and then Western, Indian world.
Yeah, that one was cool. All right, let's look through some of these 100 best westerns over here. You ever see El Topo? This is at number 78, the Jodorowsky movie, experimental.
No.
Well, this was a big midnight movie in the 70s, directed by Alejandro Jodorowsky, and it's really interesting. It's like it says a black-clad gunfighter embarks on a symbolic quest in Old West, and it's a version of Sodom and Gomorrah. So you see all these debaucherous things that this cowboy is seeing, but it's like, you never heard of it? You ever hear of The Holy Mountain by Jodorowsky? All right, Yuki. Well, moving on. I recommend El Topo. It was a big thing in the 70s. It was like one of those midnight movies. It was like Eraserhead, Pink Flamingos, El Topo. These were the big ones. And it's not a Western in the way that you think it's a Western, but it's really interesting and experimental. Okay. I'm going to talk about this one here because I watched this movie 3 times last year. I saw it for the first time ever last year. And it's Paul Newman in HUD.
Oh, that's a modern Western.
It's like it's one of those Westerns where it takes place in the time that it was shot, most likely, or maybe a few years early. So it's supposed to take place in like the 50s or the 60s. And it's just like the tail end of the West. It's like the end of the West, essentially. But it's about these people who own this land, and they have the cows, and then the cows get sick. But Paul Newman, this is honestly probably my favorite Paul Newman movie, and I will rewatch this movie again. The acting in it is so good, the photography is so good, everything about this movie is so good, and Paul Newman plays a bastard. Like much like John Wayne, you know, where you see in Red River, John Wayne goes off type and plays a bastard. Paul Newman has played other bastards, but in this, he was so fucked up, and I had never seen Paul Newman pull off a role like this.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's written by Larry McMurtry, I think, the guy who did Lonesome Dove,
oh.
or at least it's based on a story by him. And yeah, Jesus Christ, what a fucking movie. I really I watched it 3 times. I haven't really attached myself to a new movie in that way in a long time, and I plan to watch it again.
I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like that much.
Sometimes you're wrong, Yuki. Sometimes I'm right. And in this case, I'm right. God damn it. All right, let's see what another one is. Let's go. Well, okay. This is funny. At number 66, City Slickers.
Oh my God, that's a comedy. And then, no, I mean, it's not bad movie, but I'm not buying as a Western. I mean,
It has Western elements. So essentially, the idea is that Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, and Bruno Gantz get together because they're having like a midlife crisis, and they go on a cattle run, and it's like a paid vacation. They pay to do a cattle run, and they get involved with all the stuff. It's a really good. I think it's a great comedy. But you're right. It's like, you know, like, come on, number 6. This one's number 66, and HUD is like. Come on, this
better than Slickers, though.
HUD is way better than City Slickers. It's a crazy maybe this is going off of the tomato meter because HUD in the tomato meter has a, let's see. No, it's not going by tomato meter. So somebody actually ranked City Slickers above HUD and the Hateful Eight. That is just ridiculous. It's bullshit. All right, let's see. Oh, The Shootist. You mentioned The Shootist, Yuki.
Don Siegel, yeah.
Don Siegel and John Wayne, Lauren Bacall, James Stewart.
And then Ron Howard.
Yeah, Ron Howard is in it. A young Ron Howard.
Right.
So this is, it says John Wayne in his final film role is an aging gunfighter diagnosed with cancer who comes to Nevada. Yeah, wow, Yuki. I mean, much like you got to mention the I think it's just Unforgiven. Clint Eastwood's final role as a cowboy.
You know, there is another Unforgiven, John Huston.
Really?
Burt Lancaster and then Audrey Hepburn, I think.
Oh, that sounds good. I would watch that. Is it good?
It's not a remake or same. It's just the same title.
Interesting. So, speaking of John Huston, what about The Misfits? That's like sort of a HUD type modern Western.
I'm not really crazy about modern Western. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't want to call them a Western, like a Junior Bonner or, you know, even the Tom Hong. It's like towards the end of Western era. So, I mean, I like, you know, cowboys, Indian, the whole soldiers. I like the real Western, yeah.
What about McCabe and Miss Miller, the Robert Altman movie starring Warren Beatty and Julie Christie?
No, it's not my thing. No.
That's like another one where Robert Altman broke the mold and didn't want to do like a typical Western, and he just did his own thing.
Right. So no, I like you know, your Western thing. You know, like I said, the cowboy, the Indian, the horse soldier, and then you know those town, you know, the salon, madam, you know, door open both ways, and you know, poker games and bar fight. I mean, those are Western thing to me. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the outlaw Josie Wales, that's here at number 55. What do you think about that one? Post-Civil War?
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Oh, really? It's a great one, directed by Clint Eastwood. I think it's 1970. Well, it doesn't say here. What? The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Sorry, then of course I saw. Yeah, but it's not my favorite.
I love that movie. Okay, here we're coming upon one of my favorite westerns of all time. It's ridiculous that this is ranked at number 54. This is just absolutely ridiculous. It's the Oxbow incident.
Never
No?
heard.
What? Dude, okay, Yuki, like literally fucking tonight, you have to watch the Oxbow incident. It's Henry Fonda, and it's about here. I'll just I don't want to say anything really about what it's about because it might spoil something, but it's a moral play about somebody who may or may not be guilty, and a mob of people are arguing whether or not this person is guilty, and it becomes like about doing the right thing versus mob justice. And Henry Fonda's in the center of it. There's a lot of philosophical debates on right and wrong, and it's very much like a 12 Angry Men type of movie, but set in the West.
Oh,
It's fucking such a powerful film, and I've rewatched it multiple times because my father introduced me to this movie. And when I was young, actually, and it fucking it blew me away at how powerful it was. And then I've, over the years, watched it over and over again. In fact, I introduced Liz to it. She loved it. So Oxbow Incident would be like probably my highest recommendation of this episode that everybody should go out and watch.
okay. I will try that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, speaking of Henry Fonda, have you seen A Big Hand for Little Lady?
no.
It's a western, but there's no gunfight. It's like a poker game.
Okay. I'll watch that. I love that kind of thing. I mean, it's like it doesn't have to be just draw and gunfights like that. I'm into it.
And then it's a big surprise ending towards the end. They really fooled you.
Really? Okay. I love a surprise ending too.
It's really good. When I saw this movie first time, oh my God, they fooled me. Like things you never thought about it's coming at you. Yeah.
Okay, what's it called again?
A Big Hand for the Little Lady.
All right, I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna mark that down on my letterbox right now. This is why this list is such fucking bullshit. Because this list is bullshit because at number 47 is Blazing Saddles. So they ranked Blazing Saddles above the goddamn Oxbow incident. I'm sorry. I love Blazing Saddles, but this is just fucking fallacy.
I hate Blazing Saddle.
I know. That's why I brought it up too. You've said in the past how much you hate Blazing Saddles. Now I like Blazing Saddles. I think it's very funny, but to rank it higher than the fucking Oxbow incident, and there was even one of the fucking Sergio Leone movies I passed. I think Fistful of Dollars. Like, are you out of your fucking mind?
I even don't like it. Even it's in the list. Movie shouldn't be in the list. It's not the comedy, It's just wearing Western shirts. That's it.
It's pretty bad. Let's see. I mean, it's not bad that it's a bad movie. It's bad that it's like so high on this list. At number 44, we got Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. You love that?
I don't love it, but I like it. It's a good movie, but I don't love it. It's not the pure Western. It's a still American new cinema type of a little, towards the end of the era, and then it really doesn't have a pure true Western element. I mean, I don't want to see, they're riding a bicycle and they're hearing the song. No, that doesn't work as a Western.
You don't like the bicycle scene, Yuki.
Yeah, well, you don't ride the horse. God damn it.
Another movie here that this is good that this is on the list. Liz Shack actually introduced me to this movie. It's called Johnny Guitar, starring Joan Crawford, a film by Nicholas Ray, who did a lot of great noirs. This is a really good movie. Joan Crawford plays like sort of a badass a woman who has to stand up for herself against people who are trying to take her business or something like that. She owns a saloon that's frequented by a bunch of pieces of shit, and she has to defend herself. It's really good. It's really good. Let's see what else. Oh, High Plains Drifter. That's another Eastwood one. I love that one.
I love that one. Yeah.
Let's see. We're in the 30s now. This is one I couldn't really get into, and everybody sort of talks about it in regards to the advances in makeup that it had. Was Little Big Man, starring Dustin Hoffman.
Again, that's I'm not buying as a real Western. No.
I tried a few times with this movie, and it never grabbed me. But you know, the old man makeup's very interesting. Dustin Hoffman is the old man makeup, and he also
why it's so high?
I don't know. That's ridiculous. That's that high. I mean, I would put Blazing Saddles above goddamn Little Big Man. I mean, what the fuck are they doing here? The Misfits comes in at number 27, which I love. That's Clark Gable, Marilyn Monroe, Montgomery Clift, and yeah, that's just a fucking really. It's like a gritty, captivating movie about broken people, and it's like Clark Gable's one of his best roles, in my opinion. I don't know about your opinion, Yuki. You didn't like it, so I don't know.
Why? Well, I mean, I like Clark Gable, but I don't say that his best.
One of his best. I wouldn't say it's his best. I mean, you know, Gone with the Wind when he's like, "Get over here, you bitch! I'm gonna rape you." No, he doesn't say that in Gone with the Wind, but he does. He wants to. The Wild Bunch, Yuki.
Yes, of course, the Peckinpah.
And again, in like a really strange, it's number 26.
26?
Like, how are there? And then the next one that they put up is The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is a Coen Brothers movie. That's at number 25. How the fuck do you rank The Ballad of Buster Scruggs above The Wild Bunch?
That's bullshit. Oh.
What's that? You're showing me something? Let's see. What is that? I can't see it. Oh, is that a Peckinpah signature?
Yep.
Holy shit! You got a fucking signature autograph from Sam Peckinpah? When and where and how?
Okay, that was like about, I don't know, before I came to America, maybe 40 years ago. Maybe 45 years ago, I was working Japanese movie distribution company. And then he came for his movie promotion. I think the movie was Cross of Iron.
Okay.
You know, the distribution company. So he was like autographing like posters and, you know, those giveaway promotion stuff. So I got that one, of course.
That's awesome, Yuki. I love it. I think that's like a big deal that you have that. Of all the people I don't really care for autographs. I'm not really an autograph seeker, but that's a cool one to have. I mean, that's a master.
Yeah, Peckinpah. Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. Coming in at number 20, Shane.
Shane, yeah.
Shane is a tearjerker.
What do you think that the Shane? I think Shane dies.
I think Shane dies, and I also think Shane is a bastard. I don't think that he fucking cared about anybody. Shane is his own fuck. He's a piece of shit.
Why you said that?
He didn't give a fuck about nobody. He was Shane. He just wanders off. He doesn't care about that kid. No, he fucking hates that kid.
You know that don't. opening when Shane coming from over there, then towards this way. I don't know why the new technology. There is a car moving
You're kidding. There's a car in the background?
background. I don't know why they left that. The car is moving and then, like a very, very towards the end, like you can't see the car, but you can see this spot moving from right to left. There was a hybrid there. So
That's
car
a big
moving.
mistake. I mean, when is Shane supposed to take place? The 1800? I mean, when is it supposed to take place?
19th century, I think middle 1800, right?
God damn, Yuki, what the fuck were they thinking?
I know that's like a movie mistake.
Wow, huge mistake. I mean, now it's going to take me out of the movie the next time I watch it. And I say, Shane, not only are you a piece of shit and didn't give a fuck about anybody but yourself, but there's a car in the background. You suck.
Speaking of mistake, there is the gladiator, those fight scene, chariots.
Yeah.
You can see those gas tank.
There's gas tanks on the chariots? Nuki, no, that's just where the horse feed is. They had the horse feed in those tanks. Old Yeller, Yuki, is they're listing Old Yeller as a Western in number 17 at the top Westerns of all time. Now, I love Old Yeller, and I will cry my balls off at Old Yeller.
What movie?
Old Yeller. You never saw Old Yeller, but it's a Disney movie from the 60s, I believe, and it's about the dog who gets rabies, and the family loves the dog. They're in the frontier, and
What? I never see that. No.
oh, Yuki, another one that's so fucking good, and you will cry your ass off at this movie. It's got 100, it's got 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that's for good reason.
Must be good then. Yeah.
It's very good. It's very good. It's tough, Yuki. This one I remember when I was a little kid, I cried. Really cried, Yuki. All right, let's see what else we got here. We're in the top 10 now. Or no, the top 15. At 14, you have Fistful of Dollars. At 13, you have No Country for Old Men.
Come on, that's modern western. It's not the real western.
I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I like, how do you put No Country for Old Men above A Fistful of Dollars or a few dollars more? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Jesus,
All right, let's see what else we got here.
it is bullshit.
It is bullshit. Number 11 is Red River, which I agree should be at the top. Number 10, this is strange because I thought that this was going to be number 1. The Searchers is at number 10.
Well, if Searchers at the number 10, what can be number 1?
Well, we're about to find out. It's probably some dumb shit like fucking. All right, so number 9 is My Darling Clementine.
Right? John Ford.
And Henry Fonda and Walter Brennan, yeah. Number 8 is Unforgiven, which we both agree is very good.
Which one? John Huston or Clint Eastwood?
Eastwood. Number 7, okay, this is where it goes off the fucking rails, okay? This is ridiculous. But I do have something interesting to say about this. Number 7 is True Grit, but it's the remake, the Coen brothers.
Bullshit. Remake is nothing. I mean, original is better.
Original's better. No offense to the Coen brothers. I love the Coen brothers' work, but True Grit, I at number 7 of the top 100 West is just not right. It's just incorrect. But here's something interesting. Liz Shack tried out for this movie and got a call back.
Oh, that's right. She said that.
Yeah, so if Liz Shack was in it, it should be number 1, of course.
Well, Haley something, the girl, like
Steinfeld or something. She went off to a big career. Number 6 is Hell or High Water. No. Did you see this movie? It's a good movie.
yeah, but again, it's not the western. Like, what kind of bullshit is that?
It's a crime thriller. Just because Jeff Bridges is wearing a cowboy hat, it's a western.
Right. See, this guy if the character is wearing a Western, he put in the Western, even though it's like a no Western.
No, that's ridiculous. Okay, number 5 is Rio Bravo, which we both agree is very good. Stagecoach is number 4, the great John Ford, and so Stagecoach is interesting because obviously it's a great movie in and of itself, but it's the movie that Orson Welles watched like dozens of times before making Citizen Kane. So Stagecoach had a huge influence upon what people think is the greatest movie of all time.
And then still that was made in 1939. To this day, still nobody makes Indian the stagecoach that gunfight, that chasing. Nobody makes better than that.
Super exciting, and what a movie to come out in 1939, because 1939, maybe we should do a whole episode on the movies of 1939. That year is so insane. You got fucking The Wizard of Oz, you've got Gone with the Wind, Stagecoach, Of Mice and Men, Dark Victory. So there's so many movies. I'm probably missing some.
We should talk about the 1939 movie sometime.
Yeah, we'll do the movies of 1939, because it's like any other year, if that adaptation of Mice and Men came out with Lon Chaney Jr., that movie would have been Best Picture. But of course, because it came out in the year of 1939, it's like sort of forgotten.
So yeah.
Okay, number 3, you got High Noon.
Oh, well, John Wayne didn't like that probably.
No, I mean, the next 2 movies don't have him in it, and he would be very upset. I'm surprised. The Searchers should be higher. Here's a surprise. Number 2, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Again, that's more like a film noir crime movie, not the Western.
Yeah, that's a strange choice. I mean, even though they do encounter like the banditos and all that sort of stuff, I wouldn't necessarily first off think of it as a Western. It's got Western elements, but like you said, before Western, it's more of a noir crime thing. And to be number 2 above The Searchers or Red River or Oxbow Incident is just like ridiculous. Although I love Treasure of Sierra Madre, and I saw it on the big screen maybe 2 years ago, and it was fucking so awesome.
Right.
So and that's weird because I love this movie, but I also think it's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
On number 2. I mean, shit, fucking High Noon is better. Stagecoach. They fucking put Stagecoach. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know. Even the fucking Hateful Eight, that's better than Treasure of Sierra Madre as a Western. Final one, and this is not really a surprise now that I see it. Number 1 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, I don't know about that. Number 1, and still Sacha should be the number 1. Or I like Sergeant Rutledge.
Sergeant Rutledge, good movie too. Yeah, that's a good movie.
In the list.
It might have been. I might have skipped over it real quick because there were so many. I didn't want to go through all 100. No, that's got to be on the list. It's probably in there, but it's probably at like number 77 or something. Fucking
God, this list is bullshit.
I mean, it's all subjective, but honestly, I would probably put The Searchers up in either the 1 or 2 slot, only because of how influential it was on not only Westerns, but so many of like the new Hollywood movement, like Martin Scorsese, Paul Schrader, all those kind of guys listed The Searchers as like one of their favorite movies. It's a highly influential movie.
Yeah.
It's also one of my dad's favorite movies, and he keeps wanting to watch it, and I want to watch it soon. I actually would like to watch that on a big screen. What about, okay, quick spoilers. If you've never seen The Searchers, don't listen. But what do you think? She wanted to stay with the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, it's a the John Huston Unforgiven is kind of similar too, because Indian or white girl, like if you like guy, you like the guy. It's like oh, you can marry him because it's a different religion, right? I mean, that kind of some religious thing and then in the behind it, but it's not just like a white and the Indian type of thing. It's more, I think, deeper than that.
Oh yeah, it's deep, and it's also like, it's not overtly stated that John Wayne is a bastard, even though he kind of is taking this girl out of the situation that she wants to be in, and that's not he should just leave her alone essentially, but he fucking forces himself in, basically re-kidnaps her.
And then the professional is kind of similar. Remember these guys hired and then send the guy, and then the wife is kidnapped by this guy, but she loves him more than she loves the husband. So it's a kind of a similar storyline.
And and then the very end when he's in that doorway and he's basically hugging himself and he's all alone again and the family's reunited. That what a great final shot. I love The Searchers. You know what? I'm going to rewatch that soon. All right, so your homework, Yuki, is to watch the Oxbow Incident.
Oxbow Incident, yes.
And then after that, I would say Old Yeller. And my homework, I wrote it down, is the poker movie.
Yes.
Something about a hand for a lady, right?
Big hand for the little lady.
Big hand for the little lady. Okay, what's another suggestion? One other suggestion out of all the things we talked about to everybody that they should watch, hands down.
Again, there's another John Sturges movie called Sergeant 3. And then those three sergeants left alone in the desert and then go against the 3,000 Indians. But the Frank Sinatra, what was the other? Those Brat Pack guys, three. Sinatra, Dean Martin, and then where's the other one?
Not Sammy Davis Jr.
Not Sammy Davis, the other white guy.
I forgot the other white guy's name. Nobody remembers his name.
Right, but anyway, those three Sinatra guys.
Joey Bishop.
Joey Bishop?
I don't know, man. I that name just came to my head as part of the Rat Pack. I might be wrong, but
okay. Well, but anyway, this is another good action movie. Three whole soldier against 3,000 Indians. It's great. Of course, it's John Sturges, so it's good. Yeah.
Let me look that up real quick because I'm gonna put that on my list too. I've never seen that. Let's see. It's called. Oh, he did a few westerns actually.
What? Sinatra?
No. John Sturges. But it's called
Sergeant 3.
Huh. Oh, here it is. Sergeant 3, John Sturges, 1962. Sammy Davis Jr. is in it. Yeah, you got Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Joey Bishop. I was right. It is Joey Bishop.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, don't be sorry, Yuki. There's no apologies on the Yuki and John's podcast buffet. Because half the shit we said was incorrect. Who gives a fuck? We're just shooting the shit and talking about westerns. All right, so that was Westerns by Yuki and John. Any final thoughts, Yuki?
I'm pissed because how the Western was wrong. It's not in the list.
Oh no, it was on the list, but we had talked about it, so I skipped over it. It's in there. It was like in the 40s.
Oh, okay.
But that shows what a fucking bullshit list that is in a way, because it's like, what the fuck?
It's not the movie, but I like the TV miniseries Centennial.
Oh yeah, dude, and Lonesome Dove. the TV series Lonesome Dove. I watched that on Tubi. It's on Tubi, and what a great it's like the best miniseries of all time.
But not the two though. First one is better.
Lonesome Dove, I didn't see the return to Lonesome Dove. I only watched the first one with Tommy Lee Jones and what the fuck is his name? Robert Duvall. Great acting, great story, captivating. It's very adult. It's it doesn't even really feel like a TV movie.
Right. So I like that. And then also, it's not really Indian cowboy western, but Don Siegel made this movie with Clint Eastwood, that the soldier, Belgrade.
Oh, The Beguiled.
Beguiled, yeah.
That's a great one.
And then Sofia Coppola remade it
Right.
with Colin Farrell. The one is better.
Right. Clint Eastwood is better, and it's the Civil War soldier who ends up with all the women.
Yeah.
I love that movie too. So, all right, good. And then the final thing I'll recommend is it was on Plex or Tubi or one of those. It's called Have Gun Will Travel. It's an old Western show about a guy who basically he lives in San Francisco, and then when he gets called, he's like a fixer. He'll go to the West and he'll bring his guns and he'll fix the shit in the town. It's a really good show.
Okay. Oh, then before we go, one more thing. Coogan's Bluff.
Coogan's Bluff. Yeah, I like that movie too.
Yeah, that's like before Dirty Harry. This sheriff from Arizona goes to San Francisco and then looking for the criminal guy he lost. I mean, that was good. Yeah.
Oh, it's really good. There's so many great Westerns, and I mean, there's some on this list that I haven't seen. Of course, it's like so many movies, so little time. But now that we've had this conversation, I'm going to go and seek out some Westerns that I haven't seen, especially the one that you mentioned about the poker, and just get into a little phase of Westerns because it feels like Westerns are a good summer movie thing.
Yes.
All right, so that was Yuki and John's podcast buffet on Westerns, and we want to thank all of our patrons and subscribers and listeners and all the people who love us.
Yes.
We love you too, and if you want to get a model set, Yuki could do an Old West model set saloon for you.
It's nice. I want to make a Western set. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who wants to get a Western set from Yuki, or you could do like the Last Drive-In Western Saloon. It's yukinorinakamura at AOL.com. Yukinori Nakamura. It'll be in the show notes. All right, so we'll see you next time at the buffet. And what's a good cowboy line to sign off with?
Oh, gee. What's the best cowboy line?
That's a great question that I don't have an answer to. I fucking fooled myself too. I fooled you. I fooled myself. What about howdy partner?
Howdy partner.
Or draw.
Draw.
Yuki, who would win in a gunfight? Me or you?
Oh.
Bang! You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. I shot you before you even thought about it. I'm the kind of guy that shoots first and asks questions later.
Yuki and John, Patreon buffet.